Hi guys, I am going to give you an updated makeup base routine. Today is Christmas Eve and I have time, so I thought I would show you my new routine. I've already done my skincare. I start off by putting on some of this Aquaphor on my lips. I spray my face with this magic molecule. It's hypochlorous acid. Now, you do not have to go buy any of this stuff. This is basically to show you my step-by-step makeup routine. Maybe you have something already in your kit that you can just try with what you already have that's like a similar item, I guess you can say. So that's what I start off with. I let it dry just a bit. So this is called Sun Butter Tinted Sunscreen. I got this from an Australian website, and this is like a 5-hour waterproof SPF. But what I do is I just put a little bit on a brush and I go under my eyes because I've been noticing that I've been getting sunspots under my eyes, and I don't put a lot or very thick amount of concealer, so I really don't want sunspots there. So I've been really just protecting that. I'll usually put an SPF all over my face, but I'm gonna skip that step today. So I do that, I'll let that sit in, and while that's kind of just soaking in, I'm gonna go real quick and do my eyebrows. Now I just bought this, and this is probably my favorite eyebrow glue. It's called the Brow Glue Crazy Lift by NYX. I'm just gonna work this through my brows. And I like this because it doesn't get flaky. It's clear and it gets stiff. And my eyebrows stay in place. Now, the reason I do this is because I wear bangs and I feel like there's really no type of gel that won't make my eyebrows fall back down. Like a lot of times they don't stay because of my bangs, and these do. So I really like this gel. So I just kind of do that, and then and I'll just kind of go over. I have a couple of like unruly hairs. In one of my last videos, I was talking about my base routine, how it just performs all day long. All of these foundations I use, and they all work because of the routine that I have. So this is CoverGirl Simply Ageless Skin Perfector Essence. This is my second bottle. I swear by this. Huda Beauty Easy Blur. Love this. Haus Labs Triathlon Skin Foundation. Love. L'Oreal True Match. Obsessed. Natasha Denona. This one is called the High Glam Foundation. Urban Decay Weightless Skin Foundation. This one's so good. Maybelline 30-Hour Lumi Matte Foundation. Now, I have more, but I really feel like if you follow this routine, any foundation is just gonna do whatever it is you want it to do. So I'm gonna go with my OG. This is the Stay Naked Weightless Liquid Foundation 24-hour wear. I'm gonna mix this up, but first I'm gonna go and I'm gonna do my under eye. I use the NARS Radiant Creamy Concealer. Now my color is Ginger Medium 2. I've showed y'all this technique that I used before, and I recommend this for people with fine lines and wrinkles because you do not want a thick amount just like blotted right under your eye, because it's gonna settle into the fine lines and you're gonna see creasing. So I have 2 little dots. I'm gonna get the first little dot and I'm gonna work it in with the tool like this. You can see the brush is like slanted. This is the Real Techniques 421 brush. I'm gonna work it in. You can see how I'm kind of doing that. And then I'm gonna go under one eye. And I'm just gonna tap back and forth. And then anywhere I might see any little bit of redness, just go back and forth. And just work that in. I'm gonna do the other eye. And I learned this from a makeup artist on TikTok. I wish I could remember everyone's name. I feel like everything I've learned has been from a bunch of different techniques from different people online, and I finally found something that works for me. So that's why I like makeup. It's so fun. If it doesn't work out, guess what? You get to wash it off and you can start over again. So I don't know, I just really love makeup, and I love doing my makeup, and I love trying new things. So hopefully one of you will try this out and love it as much as I do. So Okay, I'm done with that. And then now I'm gonna go in with one good pump foundation. And that's all I use. You can use as much as you want, but I just go in with one pump. I find that that's enough. And I do the same technique with the foundation. I'm gonna just work it into my brush. And this brush here I'm using is the It. It's by It Cosmetics. I don't know the name of it, but it is a foundation brush. And I start by stippling it all over my face. And then this one dries down pretty quick, so I can feel it drying down. So then I start to blend it. And I'll go over all my face with just what's on here. And I can feel, like I said, it's starting to dry and I'm running out of product. But I just want a good little base before I put the rest of what's on here on my face. And I'll tell you how I know a foundation is a good foundation by how my nose will look at the end of the day. If your foundation breaks up around your nose, go return that thing, throw it away. I feel like that's my number one tell for a foundation. All right, now I'm gonna pick up everything that is left in my tin, clean my tin off, put that thing away. Now I'm gonna just go over, and I feel like this is kind of locking in what I just did. It's kind of like a second coat, and just make sure everything looks seamless. Yeah. Okay, I am happy with that. I never skip this step. I have a damp beauty blender, and I always go over my face with the beauty blender. And for me, this does two things. It's gonna push in product and pick up what's too much. For me, I feel like it does that. My next step, I go in with the Beauty Bakery Pinch of Flour. I use Oat, which is the translucent setting powder. Now, this is one thing that I feel the only product that I can use for this step. And that's just me, because I have used different products. I always test, makeup out. And I think it has to do with the fact that it's very finely milled. That's probably why I love it so much. I have backups of this thing because it's that good. So I go in with the fluffy big brush. I'll tap off the excess. Now, I will bake under my eye just for a little bit. So I leave that kind of baking, and then whatever's left on my brush, I'm gonna go on my forehead and wherever I kind of see shine. And I'm only doing this in the center of my face. So I'm gonna do my nose, I'm gonna do the inside of my cheeks, around my nose, and I'm light sweeping and circular motions. I'm gonna do this on the other side, under my chin, around my mouth, and I'm just gonna finish whatever is here. So then I'll just kind of go over, and then now I'm gonna clean up what's under my eyes. So it wasn't a very long bake, because you don't want your under eyes to get dry, but you don't want any creasing going on there as best as possible. If you have wrinkles, there's nothing you can do. I don't believe there's a product that's gonna prevent creasing altogether, but you do want to be able to minimize it if you can. Okay, so now that I'm done with that step, I'm gonna now go in with Melting Bronzing and Sculpting Stick Chocolate Souffle. This is by Too Faced, and I'm going to use this to contour my face. I really like this one because it blends so well. So this is I'm on my second stick, and I don't even know why I do this part of my face, because I wear bangs, but I do it, so whatever. And these are all the areas that I'm going to contour. Then I'm gonna go in with my Real Techniques brush. This is a dense brush. You can see it's kind of a funny little angle on each side and flat up top. It's number 217, and I'll show you how good it blends out. Just watch. It's just so good. And then in this little area, I just create a little triangle, a very small, I don't know, I guess they'd call it like a little hollow. And there you go. And it's like, it just does a little something. I do have this little brush that I'll use sometimes to kind of clean this up in this area because I feel like it just gets in there a little bit better. Right now I'm gonna lock that in, and I'm using by Sephora the Micro Smooth Multitasking Baked Face Powder. And this color is 60 Ebony. This is the Powder Multitasker by Japonesque. I believe that's the way you say it. And I just get that much. And I just go over everything I just did. It's to lock it in, darken it up a little bit. Okay? Now this, I think I bought this 2 or 3 times. This is the one size medium. Number 4 is my color, Turn Up the Base. This is another one of those products where I feel like it's just a must-have. So I have a brush like this. It's like an angled brush. Oh, there we go. It's an e.l.f. brush. Yeah, about, let me show you guys real quick. That much. And now I'm gonna go everywhere that I didn't contour. So I start underneath right here. And you're more than welcome to go in more if you like, but for me, I feel like that's enough. And I just kind of, okay. Now, my next step is blush. Today's Christmas Eve, so I think maybe I should do more like a pinkish blush. All right, I'm gonna go in with, this is a cream. This is called Blush Please by MAC. It's MAC Glow Play, and it's a cream blush. I go in with the cream first. I work it in a good amount, and I'm gonna, and you can do your blush placement wherever you want. I've done it like here, like a little triangle, up higher, on the apples of your cheek. Feel free to just play with your makeup and do what you like. Now I'm gonna go in with a powder blush. This one is by CoverGirl. I really like this one. It does have shimmer, so if you don't like shimmer, don't do a shimmer. So, and I'm gonna go in just once, and then I'm gonna lock it in with powder. You can use as much as you or little as you like. I like to use a lot because I feel like by the time it's all said and done, your blush is the first thing that will kind of wear. It'll still last, you're still gonna see blush, but it wears, so don't be shy with the blush. Okay, next step, I use my Fix Plus by MAC, and I'm gonna lock it in. Whew. Okay, and just give it maybe about a minute or so to dry down. Whew. That's gonna be the Huda Beauty Pound Cake Easy Bake Setting Powder. And then my highlighter is by Rare Beauty. This is Exhilarate. Now that it's pretty much dried down, I'm going to get my highlighter and literally put that much on my finger. And I'm only gonna do at the very highest point of my cheek. And you wanna be careful if you have wrinkles, because you really don't want to put the highlighter where you have wrinkles, because it will just accentuate that. So I literally just do it in a little tiny spot and kind of, you know, tap it out, and that's all I do. I use a little tiny like finger puff, and this is all I'm gonna get. And you're more than welcome to use as much as you want, but I'm gonna show you how much I use for my face. It's not a lot. It's just enough to do what I need it to do. So I am only gonna go now around the areas where I don't have contour or blush. So I go into like a small area right here, here, here. I'm gonna pick up a little bit more. Grab a little bit more. I don't want to overdo it. I don't want too much because you know we already used a lot of powder. There's a lot going on here, so it's easy to overdo it. I've done it before, and like I said, who cares? You do too much and you look like too cakey one day. Try something different the next day. Not a big deal. Now I get this, while that's baking just for a second, I get a big brush and I kind of pick up what's left, and I'll show you what I do with it in a second. So that's all I'm gonna use there. And then I have a bigger puffer, and now I just push everything I just did in. And you can see it's just melting in. And everything should look seamless. Now, how I hope that, now I get this brush and I'm gonna kind of go around the edges and make everything a little bit more seamless. And then if I feel like I did too much, then I can go back in with my blush and just kind of work that. Okay, so that is pretty much my base routine. I'm gonna go ahead and finish up my makeup, and then I'll be back at the end to show you the final result. Okay guys, here is the final look. So you can see my makeup. I just know today too, I'm gonna cry at church, and I know that this makeup is just gonna stay. Now I brought you up close. This is my iPhone. I have no beauty filters on, so I'm recording it with my actual iPhone camera, not in any kind of an app. My hair, I don't know, it's raining, so I don't know what it's gonna look like later when it gets humid. Anything can happen, but I know my makeup is gonna be bomb.com until I take it off. So yeah, there it is. I hope you liked my makeup base routine tutorial. I hope y'all try it, play with makeup, don't be scared. Let me know if you have questions. Merry Christmas, everybody.